Welcome to the second race of Season 16 in LFM PRO. Here at the iconic Barcelona circuit, unfortunately I struggled in qualifying, landing 35th out of 36 with a lap time of 1 minute 44.7 seconds, well below my practice pace. The race took a turn for the worse, as I racked up 2 penalties totaling 25 seconds, including one right in the first lap. Let's dive into the action. I'm using an overlay from SimHub that displays the throttle, brake, and steering input. However, the steering input is inaccurate. It shows about 25% more rotation than I'm actually steering. Turn 1 was really clean. It looks like everyone made it through without any issues. However, a BMW spins off here. And we all start a bunch of them. The drivers ahead end up colliding, causing some chaos.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
A Ferrari ahead loses the rear, and I almost hit him. Unfortunately, I do end up hitting him in the hairpin ahead. I really wasn't on the throttle much, if you look at my inputs, so I'm a little surprised I hit him. This resulted in a 15-second penalty because it happened on the first lap. I feel this is very harsh. In my response to the stewards, I said I thought it should be more like a 5 to 10-second penalty. I believe the chase camera view looks very different from the cockpit camera, and only the chase camera was shown in the report video, no internal driver view. The steward mentioned I was too early on the throttle, and that I really need to watch my distance on the first lap. This also resulted in permanent penalty points for the season. I feel like I was hardly even on the throttle. The report video just didn't match my view at all. I do feel bad and agree I hit him and deserve a penalty, but I don't think that much time and permanent points are warranted. I feel like the Ferrari driver must have made a mistake to end up as slow as he was, and in the position his car was in restraint for this poor exit. That's my opinion. I do understand if people feel differently. I apologize to the driver, and he seems like a good guy. Later on, I ended up having an incident with the same driver, and he said this is why he felt he had to report me. He has every right to feel that way and to do that. I just feel differently about penalties, I guess. To me, it doesn't help me when others lose time. It doesn't gain me anything, and it just makes me feel bad. Being on the receiving end of a report also feels bad. I don't like the idea of putting people through that. Even though there are many times when I probably should have made a report, it just doesn't feel good. 99% of the time, it really is an accident or both drivers made a mistake. I feel like there aren't enough requirements for an LFM penalty. In my opinion, there should be at least an internal and an external view, and the person with the report against them should be able to make a video response showing their views. I often feel that the report video doesn't resemble what my replay looks like. So, I don't know, it doesn't feel great, I guess.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag, be careful man. Slow car ahead. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
The second incident for which I receive a penalty is about to happen. A car goes off ahead, causing the Ferrari to slow down and move to the right. For some reason, he decides to come back into the racing line as a slow car. I do flip the throttle and try to go around him. During the race, I didn't think any contact occurred, and I didn't receive any warning or notification on my end. At the time, I didn't even notice that the Ferrari had gone off. Here's a replay showing that no contact actually happened and that it was due to netcode. I also demonstrate that the speed difference is almost 10 miles per hour. And the Ferrari tops out his gear and shifts right as the incident occurs. I wonder what people think about this. It seems like many factors contributed to the incident. I made a video of this for the stewards, but it seems they didn't even attempt it.
Car on the right.
I double-checked that
Clear
it
on the
worked
right.
and made sure to mention it in the first line of my response. Personally, I don't think the Ferrari should have moved into the main racing line after slowing down. I feel it was indeed net code, and our cars didn't actually touch on my end. Given that I provided a video response, I just don't agree with this penalty. Many other factors contributed to this incident that were the other driver's fault as well. I think that if I had lifted slightly more, it might have helped, but who knows? We didn't even make contact from my in-game and replay perspective, so it's tough to agree with the penalty. There were also cars quite close, so I couldn't just move over sooner or slow down abruptly without possibly causing a crash. I still feel bad that it happened. I certainly don't want to be involved in any incidents, and I don't want anyone's race to be ruined. This ended up being a pretty bad incident, as the driver retired to the pits after. I understand why the driver would feel the need to file a penalty. If you only see the chase camera, it looks like a legitimate crash. That was the only camera view in the report. Even though I provided a video link showing my replay perspective in my reply, it did not seem to matter or even get viewed. I will be rambling a bit while the race plays in the background. It's lap 17 now. After all these incidents, I decided I really needed to make some adjustments. First, to my in-game view, I was having trouble telling where the front corner of the car is. I also needed to adjust my sim setup, specifically the brake and throttle calibration, and I added a stiffer brake spring. I actually did about 30 hours of practice in a single week in the BMW to get more comfortable with it. I also used this practice to figure out a bit more about the setup. At first, I was a little upset about it. I've just been struggling in the BMW as well, but you know, sometimes you just have to get over it and push forward. So, that's what I did. I'm feeling a little better in the BMW now, but I feel like it's going to take a lot more practice. The BMW seems to be a little more sensitive to the inputs than the Aston Martin, and I think calibrating the brake and throttle again might have really helped. Back to the race, I caught up to this group and tried to overtake the BMW.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I was trying to be really careful, but I ended up spinning the BMW. There was traffic coming, so I couldn't wait. I barely got off track without getting hit. I was really mad at myself after this, and more or less gave up on the
Clear
race.
on the right.
I slowed my laps until the BMW driver could regain his position. I messaged the driver to apologize, and he was really cool about it.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Now, we're in the last couple of corners of the race. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry it turned out to be a bit of a downer of a video and race, LOL. Hopefully, the changes and extra practice will pay off. I really don't want to have another race like this one. Many mistakes were made. I ended up in 30th place after the 25-second penalty, running a 1 minute 44.7 second lap time in the race. That's actually not a bad time for me at this track. I do show the setup, but I'm not sure I would go that way now that I've spent more time working on the setup since this race happened. I have some more videos coming. It's getting cold out here, so I was really trying to finish up some other projects before it freezes, and I got behind on posting videos. I'll be trying to get back to the 3 to 5 videos a week schedule. What do you think of the overlays in the top left and right corners? Feel free to comment and let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video or would like to support the channel, please like and subscribe to see more.